Hello. I just wanted to give a quick overview of my entire professional project. So starting with the blog, I have just a basic main page that has all of the blog posts in one, starting with this one and then finishing with this one, or this one here, sorry. Very simple layout. Obviously the main component of it being the content that will be where all the hours were put in. And then the second thing we'll move to is the actual website that I built as a resource dumping center, if you will, for teachers, new graduate teachers, and even experienced teachers to utilize. The main components that will be of use to you will be within this tile here and this tile here. I've also included something in here as well, but these two tiles include the content which I completed for this course. So this is where 160 to 170 hours worth of work was put in, and then everything else also added up to that 196 hours worth of building the website, making the blogs and everything like that, keeping track of progress, even outside of just the actual construction and the research and the conclusion of the design and everything like that. But before we get there, I want to actually go through the syllabus, the syllabi, if you will, of each subject which this project relates to. So first thing is to go to the NESA website, and within this website, this is where us as teachers get all of our syllabi from. If I go into year 11 and 12, and then I go to technologies, and then I go to my first major teaching area, design and technology. This is where the design and technology stage 6 syllabus is located. So you can download the PDF or the Word doc there, which I've already done and we'll go through in a minute. And also my second teaching area, my second major, is the industrial technology stage 6 syllabus. Again, you can download that there. And within the design and technology major, you can also teach technology mandatory. And that is for years 7 and 8, so not 11 and 12 like the other two, but years 7 and 8. So I've also downloaded that one. Now we can go through them. So the first thing probably we'll need to know is that the industrial technology and the technology mandatory syllabuses are split up into sections. So for the industrial technology syllabus, students have the ability to choose one of 6 focus areas. Now, teachers aren't qualified to teach every single focus area within the industrial technology syllabus. I am actually accredited to teach timber products and furniture technologies, multimedia technologies, metal and engineering technologies, and graphics technologies. So the other two I don't have the accreditation to teach, or the codes to teach. So in this project, I've related all the content is semi-related to timber products and furniture technologies, I would say. And then I also included an extra mini project in the website that's probably related to multimedia technologies, but more so related to technology mandatory. So we can go through it here actually. It says technology mandatory 7 and 8, stage 4, and this is a flow kind of diagram. It flows into these stage 5 and stage 6, and these are the subjects it flows into. So as you can see down in stage 6, it says design and technology and industrial technology. So those are the areas which it all flows into. They're all interrelated. Technology mandatory is kind of the broad thing that everyone has to do, hence the mandatory aspect of it. And then from there, they get more choice later on, and then they can be more specific about what they choose. They can do marine and agriculture, technology and other things that I can't teach, like textiles and design. And there's a bunch. Within the technology mandatory syllabus as well, before we get ahead of ourselves, it is also split up into sections. As you can see, agriculture technologies, design and production, digital technologies, engineered systems, food technologies, material technologies, and technology and society. So those are the different components of this particular syllabus, and you can teach anything within that. And they all kind of overlap, but there are distinct differences also. And finally, design and technology, my first major, is the main syllabus where I'll be pulling from, especially for the folio aspect of my project. And that's all here, as you can see. It's kind of split up, and likewise with the other two subjects. Each of these technology subjects are split up into a project and then knowledge. And the project will typically always have the physical project itself and then the folio that accompanies that project. So a written folio or a digital folio, not so much a physical product. Likewise, the theory is all digital and written based. So nothing to do with actually making a physical product, although sometimes they can go and they can overlap and work off each other. So those are the three syllabi that we'll be looking at, and I'll tell you exactly what my professional project looks like within the blog. So the first bunch of posts we go through are basically the construction and research and development of the arbor, the decorative arbor design. So that goes all the way up to this post here. Oh no, this post here, the base construction. That is basically a tracking of my progress within the blog of the arbor design. But I've also included within my website that I built in the decorative arbor tile, I've included the process as outlined by the syllabus in a folio format. So this is essentially the folio for my design, and then the physical product is the project. And then that also relates to the industrial technology syllabus, and it's a similar format, a little different, but it's based off the design and technology syllabus because it's more comprehensive and there's probably more specific things that are also in the industrial technology syllabus, but the design and technology folio is required to be approximately, I think, 70 pages. I think I did 100 for mine when I graduated. But for the industrial technology syllabus, it's more like 50 pages. So it's more comprehensive, it includes more things, and likely everything that I've included in this folio would also be included in an industrial technology folio. And then the same is true for the technology mandatory. This is well above and beyond what you would need for technology mandatory in terms of what the folio would require. So I'll now go through how these headings and this content is related to this syllabus. So I had it open before, but as you can see, the designing and producing. All right, so this is basically an outline of how the folio should be structured. An identification and exploration of the need, areas of investigation, criteria to evaluate success, action, time, and finance plans. And this is pretty similar, if not the exact same, to the technology mandatory syllabus, and probably not going to be the same headings as industrial technology, but it's because that one's more about the joints, in the timber course at least. It's more about the joints, more about the actual woodworking skills rather than the design process. So as you can see, I've included the identify its use, which is consistent with the identification of and exploration of the need. And then criteria to criteria to evaluate success, and then a time and action plan as well. Then we move on to the project development and realization, which is this second bolded heading. And it goes into the design theory and practice, creativity, research, evidence of creativity, research and development, which I have a lot of. Still going. Reflection. Each folio that is submitted in HSC format has reflection sections throughout. So I've included them throughout as well in my own. And yeah, just a lot of research I have. More reflection, more research. Reflection, research. Production techniques. And yeah, as you can see, it kind of goes through, see, production techniques is where I'm up to. And evaluation of ideas throughout, study of practices in industrial commercial settings, that is also included. And then we move on finally to project evaluation. So we reflect on the criteria to evaluate success, look whether we met it or not, which is common in all syllabuses, in all syllabi with a folio. Criteria for evaluation, which are related back to the criteria for success. Analysis of the evaluation, impact of the major design project on the individual, society and the environment, which I did not include due to the fact that it's more of a that's more in the scope within like a 100-page folio, while this is quite conclusive and quite comprehensive, but it's not necessary that I talk about every single thing. And then likewise with the light projecting prism, I followed the same format. It's a bit shorter, but yeah, it's the exact same format. Probably more research involved in this one and a lot more prototyping. So it's a different project, but it follows the same format of that folio. So that's its relationship with the syllabus and with my overall subject area. Now, I just want to spend a little bit of time talking about the website. I basically I didn't want these two projects to just have, the only consequence would just be professional development for me. I wanted to be able to store them. I wanted to be able to put it in some kind of location where I can access it and share it with other people and with students, and also give them other ideas. And I've been wanting to do this for a while, is create a place where I can go to every subject area which I teach, and then within that I can look at the syllabus, I can look at different WH&S documents, I can look at lesson plans, I can look at programs, I can look at random things that I would need to know and would need to include, like sometimes it's all about safety signs in workshops, how to join material, posters and things like that. All things which are super helpful as a teacher, but really hard to find. And each teacher kind of collects them throughout their career, and I've collected probably around 400, 500 of these resources. But I would like to be able to essentially place all of these resources within one location where I can access all of it. Now, this website is good, but I think if anything, it's almost a prototype. I want to be able to have my own domain, of course, which I know you can purchase from Wix, but even the way Wix formats their kind of building of the website is a little bit restrictive. So I think this is a prototype. I'll be looking at using HTML to build the website in the future and give me a lot more freedom, and I believe it will be a lot more user-friendly, so that it just makes that navigation really easy and really seamless, and basically makes a user want to use it. But within this website is all the content that I've completed for this course, and even just this website alone and the content that's in it currently is about 170 hours in these two projects, and then probably about, I think, 30 or 40 hours within this project that I did. But I'm not including that within the overall hours of the professional project, because I did this for another course. But I wanted to be able to locate it here, and it's the same with all of these. I didn't make all of these projects. I made 5 of them, but I'll be including other people's projects and links to other people's stuff, because that's how teaching works. You share your resources around, and that's my vision for this website, and that's what I wanted to create, just as kind of like a finishing touch for the professional project. So that's what it's about. It has all the hours of work there and everything, so that's not an issue. And then I've also included that in my blog, of course. I've talked about the inclusion of the second project, the light projecting prism. I've also included the folio for that here, just because I wanted to be able to talk about it within the blog as well. So there's the folio there. That's the final product. And then I talk about the website idea, and then the website progress, of course, and I'll include all my references here. So yeah, that's how everything kind of works together, the syllabi and my website, and then the 2 projects. Just want to make it as easy as possible for you to be able to go, oh yeah, I see how that relates to the syllabus, and I can see how that's extremely useful. The main thing for teachers is just time and making the easy wins, because the resources aren't that hard to make, but they are hard to locate sometimes, and it's an absolute stress when you've made something, a great resource, and you can't find it. And just having somewhere that you can navigate that and be able to easily navigate it and find it instantly is just absolutely invaluable, and something I will absolutely complete in the future. But for now, it's just a kind of prototype, and then obviously with all the hours needed within it.